and do things.
Howdy, rowdy, everybody out there in howdy, rowdy. Yeah, no, it's a thing. It's a thing that I say sometimes. I will make it a thing.
Gonna kill that dog.
Oh my God, he's the bad guy.
Howdy, rowdy.
Bad guys.
You have to wait for Brendan Lee Mulligan to scream in your ear.
It's fine. Those dogs were without honor. Hey. As I said, I stand by everything I just said. Howdy, and also rowdy, out there in stream loudy. Yeah, we're going with that. Hey, everybody, we're live from the apocalypse. We are a not-for-profit TTRPG studio that raises money for charities and other nonprofit organizations through our content. At present, we are raising money for Medical Aid For Palestinians, who are doing a lot of very good work in the Gaza Strip right now. And if you were hanging out before we went live, you have seen that someone has just donated. Thank you very much to them. We do have, and this was the purpose of the donation, some donation incentives for this particular game. You can donate $5 to put a momentum into the pool. That is points that helps out the crew. They like that. You can also spend $5, donate $5 to put a threat into the pool. That helps me, the game master. And I like that. They don't like that very much, but I don't know. I'm pretty fond of it personally. Or also, you can donate $5 to name a red shirt. And we've got some fan favorites so far. Yours could be next. I haven't killed any red shirts yet, and we're getting to this is gonna be the final arc of the game. So I gotta pump those numbers. We're due for a proper massacre. And your named red shirt could be a part of that massacre. You could be a part of that for the low price of donating $5. So if you like what you are seeing, or even if you don't, donate anyway. Really show us. Yeah. You will notice that we have hidden the subscribe button because rather than giving us blips or chits or corporate scripts or Jeffy bucks of any of those persuasions, our preference would be that you use the donate button, which will convert your American Freedom Eagle dollars into Great British Monarchy Tyranny pounds, and send them to the British charity Medical Aid For Palestinians. You can still subscribe if you really want to, but we have hidden the button, and seek it at your peril, and only if you can answer me these riddles 3, you know the drill. I think it's probably enough out of me, at least for now. We are playing Star Trek Gallant, Star Trek : Gallant, using the Star Trek Adventures system. And why don't we introduce our players for this evening? We're going to start off with Cass.
Me, unmuted.
Yeah,
As I
just
remember
fucking
to
rip
say
it,
that.
baby.
I
Slop that
am
down,
gonna
dude.
wait because that donation is
Crack
playing.
one for the big
It's
boys.
very loud on the stream. There it goes.
Factual knowledges. I assume that is for a momentum also.
It is.
It is. That
Yay.
brings you up to 5 total momentum, I believe.
Yay! Anyway, hi, my name is Cass. You may know me better as Yoda Almighty on the socials. I am playing Lieutenant Commander Vimes Tassam, who is our Romulan Chief of Security on the USS Gallant. And last we saw them, they were being escorted away with Brannigan, who is getting arrested.
Poor
Things are
Brannigan.
fine. Poor Brannigan. If anything happens to Brannigan, I'm going to kill somebody.
I truly do love just the full 180 that this game has done on Brannigan. Like
Yeah,
I want people to go back. I want you to go back to episode 1 and watch the Brannigan reactions.
Julia's fault. This is Julia's fault.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Julia,
Hi, I'm Julia.
I regret nothing. I've done nothing wrong. Tonight I'm going to be playing First Officer Nyko Bard, who has also arguably done nothing wrong. They've just been, minding their own business, trying to use politics to deal with political unrest and the plague, and then also very willingly and very bravely sat through the traditional sharing of embarrassing stories by her family members and her boyfriend. So yeah. Nyko's been very brave.
It's a Klingon tradition. It's being culturally accepting. Yeah. And watching all of this with glee, mostly from the sidelines, is...
Hello, I am Rouge, and I am Lieutenant Commander Sosarine, Trill First Science Officer, who really has done nothing wrong. She's just out here doing her experiments, making vaccines to thwart, planet-wide plagues. And generally speaking, being a totally above board ethical scientist who never engages in black markets to get the information she needs for her experiments.
You forgot subspace Tongo coach.
Oh yes. From our beach episode last session, where we got into some of the past lives of the Reed symbiote, who at one point in time was esports player and energy drink spokesman.
And you drank one of those energy drinks, one of those
They're
like
foul.
30, 40-year-old energy
Vile.
drinks.
They weren't better when they were fresh.
And your previous host may have been champion, but they weren't a coach. And now Sosa can say that they're a coach. And you may notice we have an extra box up here on the comms tonight. Why don't we all say hello to Jeet?
Hello, I'm JT. Today I will be playing Commander Castrum, Intelligence Officer for Starfleet, and I don't want to say anymore. The surprise is more fun.
I think the fact that your rank is commander does most of the concerning parts for us.
Oh, what species are you playing?
Castrum is a betazoid.
Neat. We love it. We love a betazoid.
Full Zoid? No half Zoid?
Full Zoid.
Full Zoid. It's the full Zoid. And then I guess it's me. Hi, everybody. I'm Brendan. I'm the Storyteller, and I play every other sentient being in the entire galaxy. It's exhausting, and it's not going to get any better. So, we might as well dive right into it. The conference room is dimly lit. In other circumstances, this might even be considered to be sort of a soft, warm hue. Used for receptions, meant to put everyone at ease, put everyone in a jovial talking mood. But under the circumstances, they mostly seem to cast long and ominous shadows. On one side of the room, there is a desk, sitting behind which are a panel of 3 Starfleet admirals. The one in the center, the one leading the discussion, is a Andorian, an Admiral Jafran. He fixes the person across from them intently. His eyes and his antenna swiveling to lock in on them. As he says, "Tell me, Commander Castrum, for our benefit, at what point did you first become aware of the situation aboard the USS Gallant?"
I overheard a bit of information being passed back and forth.
And was this prior to your formal briefing by Captain Tabak?
It was.
It appears as though Admiral Jafron is about to interject when another admiral, a Tellarite named Kroot, interrupts him. "This is understandable for an intelligence officer, keeping your ear to the ground and all that. But what I am sure we're all curious about is what exactly had you heard through informal networks prior to your formal briefing?"
There was exchange regarding a genetically modified soldier, member of the Gallant, as well as an informant, former or otherwise.
Were you aware of the identities of these subjects at that time?
Not at the time, no.
And these were the only individuals that you had heard about?
The only ones of note I could make out.
Admiral Kroot leans back, seemingly satisfied, and Admiral Jafron continues. "Walk us through your briefing with Captain Tabak. And with this, we sort of pan around Castrum. And Castrum is sitting at another desk, but in a much more genial environment, much better lit. It's a smaller office. You're sort of leaning back in a chair, speaking to your immediate superior, a Vulcan by the name of Tabak, in Starfleet intelligence. "Thank you for coming in, Commander."
Of course.
"I apologize for having to take you off leave so soon, but we have had a situation develop that I think could use close attention."
I find my work to be more relaxing anyway.
He passes you a pad, which contains much of what you had already heard through your informal networks, except it does contain the names of the officers involved, as well as some background information on both of them. These officers are not the direct subjects of your inquest. What I would like you and a small team to discern is, given these two lapses in Starfleet security in such rapid succession aboard the same vessel, Is this indicative of a problem with protocol aboard the Gallant?
I will have that answer to you as soon as I know myself.
I believe you will find your aides in this matter should already be en route. They have been briefed already, Lieutenant Commander Burr and Lieutenant Commander Cronin. I will subspace you over a list of interviewees. Please feel free to divvy those up however you deem appropriate. I will also set up a private encrypted subspace channel directly to my office for your personal use.
Of course. How much discretion am I being offered for this particular case?
Tabak sort of steeples his fingers. We have been asked to exercise a light touch, but our orders are to be extremely thorough. Command is very concerned about the state of Starfleet security aboard the Gallant and whether there may be any other issues that have not yet come to light. We would rather address them proactively than have another unpleasant surprise.
Of course. I will do everything in my power to ensure that the Gallant is as airtight as its own water and life support system.
Do you have any questions before you disembark? I should have the shuttle ready for you at approximately 1600.
I understand no judgmental, actionable consequences are to be enacted by me, but if there is anything that I may levy towards them.
You speak with the authority of myself and the offices here at Starfleet Intelligence. Lack of cooperation, should you encounter it, you may proceed as you see fit.
That is all I needed to hear. I will have this done in short order.
And I'm going to say, Castrum, go ahead and your first roll of the game.
Woo!
Woo! Go ahead and give me, guess we'll call it an insight command.
Okay.
So how that works in this system is you add the scores together on your sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You have a base 2d20,
Mm-hmm.
and you roll those. You're trying to roll under your score.
Yeah.
So ones is good. We like ones.
Ones is good.
Yeah.
Okay. My insight command totals 15.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the values and focuses are pitches for help. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think you can, depending on which one that you're invoking, you can get an additional die.
Yeah. Yeah, and if it applies to a particular specialization, basically what that does is normally a critical success is rolling a 1, and that counts as 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
if you have the ability to invoke a focus on it, if you roll under your department score, that is also a critical success.
Okay. Okay. So like Starfleet protocol as a focus.
I'm gonna say not for this
Okay.
specific role. Yeah.
Sure. I could just leave it at the plain 2d20. That is a 14 and a 9.
Okay. Two successes. Doing a sort of casual surface scan of Captain Tavok. Notoriously difficult to read as both a Vulcan and an intelligence officer, but you've learned some of his tells over the years. And what you could gather is that there is some additional information that he is withholding from you. You're not sure what it is. It's something that he clearly does not think is need to know. But there is definitely the sense that there is something that is being held back.
Captain, you being the most familiar with my work, have you not seen amicable results regarding how I operate?
On the contrary, you are one of the most promising officers that I have had under my command in many years. This is, frankly, why I had decided to pull you off of leave for this assignment. I felt that you will get this done to the highest degree of satisfaction for Starfleet Command.
Your vote of confidence is appreciated. I just have to wonder, do you think that my success is due to information not being available to me? If there is something that you have not mentioned yet or is not available in the briefing, I should like to hear it. I would hate for any stone to go unturned about this.
You have my utmost confidence, Commander, and you can trust that there is nothing that I have not told you that I am at liberty to divulge.
I don't suppose that there is someone who is at liberty to divulge such things to me. Willingly or otherwise.
Careful, Commander. You are quite promising, but your curiosity, while an asset, can also be a liability in this line of work.
It's not like me to go barking up the wrong tree, Captain.
You're dismissed.
As you say.
Once aboard the Gallant, Commander, would you be able to walk us through how you conducted your interview process? As the view shifts once again back to the panel of admirals in the darkened conference room.
Of course. I, as with any protocol operating a team, took the time to divide labor between myself and my fellow officers. I, of course, took the primary suspects as well as a couple head officers from various departments.
You mentioned your subordinates. Had you ever had any prior contact with Lieutenant Commander Burr before this mission?
I can't say that I have. Most of my work is solitary or as hands-off with subordinates as I could make it.
Not even in passing. Not even through your, let us say, informal networks.
Mentions here or there in the informal networks. Nothing notable.
What did you hear? Just out of curiosity, enlighten us, Commander.
The words sloppy, undisciplined were tossed around. Nothing concerning.
You didn't feel any concern with having a potentially sloppy, undisciplined subordinate on a assignment of this thoroughness?
Any mistake that he could have made is easily curtailed by the fact that he could not hide anything from me. Not to mention the fact that my division of labor was as calculated as it could be to ensure that he did not receive anyone that I deemed to be of minimal importance to the investigation.
See, and so with that in mind, who did you assign to be interviewed by Lieutenant Commander Burr? From the command staff specifically.
From the command staff. From command, Ensign Noya. From sciences, Lieutenant Idam. From medical, Doctor. And from security, Ensign Binks.
So it was Lieutenant Commander Burr who conducted Dr. Shannara's interview.
Yes.
And that was at your directive.
Indeed.
You see the admirals taking some notes on their pads. Who conducted the interview with Lieutenant Commander Tassam?
I did.
Could you walk us through that? And we're going to cut to USS Gallant. Currently moored outside of Starbase 1.
Fucking
Yep,
put
you're
me in
in
a
the
room
soul.
with sloppy and undisciplined. I want to eat them alive.
You have your
In-
union rep, right?
In the Sol system.
Mm.
Why'd they make us go all the way back there?
That's
Because
an
we
interesting...
in big trouble.
It's a valid question.
We
I
helped deal with a plague. Why are we going all the way back to Seoul?
It's, you know,
we in big trouble.
it's a valid question. I don't know what's going to happen. What's going to happen if you pull that string? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm holding
Yeah.
on to it real tight.
Me too. We'll pull together, buddy.
Yeah. You're gonna yank on the string.
I'm gonna yank on it.
Oh, sorry, you're gonna yank on the string with us.
I mean, I
And-
guess to see what happens.
yeah. Just for scientific curiosity.
Just for intellectual curiosity's sake.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta get into Vime's head. Hold on.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like a little bit above the table. It's going to kind of set the scene a little bit. So, Castrum, just for the table, not for the table in the audience, not for the inquesting admirals. Like, how are you kind of carrying out your investigation, and where do you think you would decide to interview Tassam? Sort of a very austere environment. You're going to try to do it in like the mess hall, make things kind of casual.
Empty, bright, no windows.
Okay,
A table
all
with
right.
2 chairs.
Okay, all right. All right.
Cool. Reminds me of home.
All right. Well, yeah, there's I'm actually going to say that there is no room on Gallant that will quite suffice, so you literally have to program it into the holodeck.
This is my psychological dissuasion room. I brought it from Star One.
I carry it around on a little USB.
A little USB stick.
Interrogations written in Sharpie on the side of the USB stick.
My little white room. All right. Well, in that case, yeah, we're gonna dip into the holodeck with this bright, austere white room with these two chairs opposite each other.
No table?
Table would be too comfortable.
Got it. Cool. Okay.
All right. Okay. And in one corner, I mean chair, we have Commander Castrum, Starfleet Intelligence, Betazoid. In the other corner, I mean chair, we have Lieutenant Commander Vimes Tassam, Romulan, Starfleet Security.
Former spy.
All right. It's your room, Commander.
Lieutenant Commander, correct? Station?
Correct.
Good. I'm Commander Castrum. I come from intelligence. As you know, recent information has been made available to us that causes an amount of concern that warrants my intervention. So, if you don't mind, I would quite like to get to the bottom of things so that you can go back to business as usual, attending to the many valiant successes the Gallant has had over the last few weeks. Does that sound okay to you?
Sure. What information are you referencing? My prior job before I joined Starfleet or something else?
As an informant, a spy, yes?
Correct.
For the Tal Shiar, if my file is correct.
Correct.
Very good. Very interesting. How did you come to be a member of the USS Gallant specifically?
I completed my time at Starfleet Academy, applied to several ships, and was selected by the captain, I assume.
Now, you applied to several ships. Was the Gallant your first choice?
No.
And your other choices, they didn't get back to you?
Correct.
Any idea why that might be?
I was, if memory serves, one of only 3 Romulans in Starfleet at the time. There was a bit of... There were assumptions being made.
What sort of assumptions, Lieutenant Commander?
That we all worked for the Tal Shiar. In my case, it happened to be true.
Unlucky,
Prior
I'm
to
sure, for you.
Well, it was prior to my joining of Starfleet, so...
So you severed your connection with the Tal Shiar before you joined Starfleet?
Upon my entrance, too.
Was it a mutual departure?
No.
So they still wanted you around?
Yes.
And Captain Selleck was the one who offered you the position here as Chief of Security?
Yes.
How would you say your opinion of Selleck is?
He's an excellent captain.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I assume everything regarding your operations and your time here has been above board. There has been no prying into your personal affairs regarding your association with the Tal Shiar?
By whom?
Anyone?
The only ones I know who have done any prying are the ones who recently censured me and made my continued presence in Starfleet conditional upon the commander's or Captain Selleck's remaining time on the Gallant.
Now, when you say they made your presence here conditional on Selleck's presence here, I assume you mean that they were going to eject you from...
Boot me out. Yes.
Thank you. Could you name these individuals?
No. I didn't care to ask.
Very well. Why do they think Selleck's time here is limited? Take all the time you need to think. I am happy to wait.
Oh, I know what the answer is. I'm not going to tell you. That is private information that I'm not at liberty to divulge to you, no matter your rank.
Oh, Brendan, please may I do a little bit of prying?
Sure. So what kind of prying are you trying to do? Like just like a surface emotion read? Are you trying to kind of glean some surface thoughts? What are you thinking?
I'm looking
How
for
resist
surface
this?
thoughts.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna make this fair. So what kind of prying are you trying to do?
Just surface thoughts. The trick is the mention of an item or the mention of a piece of information
Right.
would bring it to the forefront
don't
of their
think
mind.
about an orange. Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna say give me another insight command, and for Vimes, I'm gonna say, so you know who this is going in.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own training that you have done. Romulans trained to resist the mind meld. They're aware of,
Correct.
other means of obtaining thoughts and information. Go ahead. So for Vimes to resist, go ahead and roll me a control security.
Bless you.
We'll see who.
Can I invoke like my paranoia here? Where normally an enemy would have to spend an extra threat to do something to me. I know it's not technically combat.
So make me the GM spend a threat for this action, basically.
Yeah, I don't know how it would work.
Sure,
mechanically.
okay.
Cool.
All right. I will permit you. I will permit you to tax me a threat for JT's actions. Okay.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
I appreciate you humoring me. I'm not rolling those dice. They failed me last time. I'm gonna roll that one. And I'm gonna roll.
You'll act like I need threat to make your lives difficult.
No, we do that ourselves.
Yeah, I was gonna say we make
Yeah,
our own
girl.
lives difficult.
Yeah, so we'll have you both guys roll your respective stats, and we'll see how the results shake out.
I'd like to
JT.
pitch you a couple focuses here,
Okay.
if I may.
Sure,
I also don't know. I don't remember what my talents do, so I'm not gonna invoke them because I can't.
I just invoked mine. Go for it, bro.
Well, yeah, but you know that yours tax is a threat. I don't know what mine does, even a little bit. So one of the two focuses I would pitch at you, I'll take either one here, is interrogation or emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I would say either would apply. Like you get a benefit for double intelligence, so yeah, I would apply either of those will work in this situation. So you can get the benefit of your focus for that. So if you can roll under your command, you can get a double success.
And deception would get me what? As one of my focuses.
I will permit it.
What does it get me?
I really like all this.
Well, you're using it was deception of focus.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that would be the same thing. So if you roll under your security, you would get a double success.
I like all of this going back and forth for what is essentially going to just be two people sitting in a chair staring.
Just staring.
It's a really cool psychic battle. You just can't see it.
Everyone who's in the other side of the glass double-sided window watching the interrogation is just like, what's happening?
Everyone else's heads explode, scanner style.
These D20s have notoriously given me nothing but trouble, so fingers crossed.
So naturally they're going to do nothing with 20s tonight because that is how this game is rolled.
Yeah, and I'll be finding the nearest breach.
So clanky. Like,
yeah, one of them's metal. That's a 2 and a 1.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
That's an impressive.
Oh.
No, I also rolled a 2.
Oh shit! So it really is just the two of you staring at each other in your chairs while the rest of us are like sitting there being like, did they have a
I'd like to be clear,
Are they
Castron is
like-
not sitting down. You don't ever sit down when your interrogee is
So
sitting
there's two
down.
chairs.
Yeah.
So there's 2 chairs, but you're not sitting in
Oh,
one of
you're
The
them.
two chairs,
chairs
you're
are
not-
there to give the impression that I might level the playing field.
oh my god, we both got 4 fucking successes each.
Very good. Okay, so, all right.
I love you, system meant for PvP.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh god,
I'm gonna say
that's 4 successes each.
yeah,
That's
four
crazy.
successes each. Yeah, it
Oh
is.
god, that's wild.
Finally, a worthy foe.
Genuinely.
And yeah, I think you are grasping at straws for surface thoughts, but it's like grabbing driftwood out of the ocean. You get little flickers. You get the image of Captain Selleck standing on the beach and examining him very intently. For what purpose, you are not sure. This is a memory, clearly, that has surfaced. And it's examining Captain Selleck as he stands on the beach very intently. For what reason, though, you can't tell. It's related. You know this is related to the question, but any other information or context around it, unfortunately, is not forthcoming.
Lieutenant Commander, how would you describe Captain Selleck as a person?
That is the line of questioning you're going to take?
Are you surprised?
Really? Annoyed, mostly.
Why is that? You feel like this is a waste of time?
Oh, no. I always like talking to intelligence.
And that actually seems like a solid point at which, pivoting back to the darkened conference room, after your interview, what would you say your assessment of Lieutenant Commander Tassam was?
Loyal. To a fault. It made a few things evident regarding the things I was there to investigate, least of which were associations to Tal Shiar. Those connections are very clearly severed for her. However, I would not put it past the Tal Shiar to be interested in reacquiring their asset. But loyal.
And did they disclose anything regarding their relationship with Captain Selleck?
It was clear to me, at least, that Captain Selleck trusted her. Enough to allow an examination to take place at some point or another. But that is all I was able to discern. Loyalty, unfortunately, is very potent at sealing lips, as it were.
And your particular methods of gaining, let us call it, context, they did not avail you in these conversations.
When you're going into an interrogation room under the guise that you're in trouble with a being that you are aware is capable of accessing your thoughts, your first instinct should be to prepare for that.
Certainly, it's just that your reputation does not suggest that many would be terribly successful in such preparations.
She wasn't. I still got something. Thoughts can be clouded.
And if you don't mind, what was it exactly that you gleaned?
She examined him for something. Disease, wounds, anything of the like. It's clear that she cares and he cares about her. That's information. That is especially information about the context in which I was sent to investigate, which is whether or not the Gallant poses a security risk to Starfleet.
There is some tapping on pads.
If I need to, I can explain why that's information.
No need, Commander. I think your reasoning is very sound and is very helpful. Thank you. I would like to turn the conversation to other members of the senior staff. Lieutenant Commander Cronin, your other subordinate, to whom did you assign them to interview?
The remainder of security, that being Lieutenant Shudan Hong and Norbert Porrington Charlson, Ensign, as well as Ensign Nadak of Engineering and Lieutenant Commander Osset of Engineering, Lieutenant Commander Majel Shinara of Engineering, a fellow Betazoid. Not important.
I believe. Sorry, quick. Majel Shinara is the chief medical officer.
Yes, the chief medical officer.
Yeah, which I believe you earlier said that Commander Burr interviewed her.
No, Doctor was the one assigned to Burr.
She's the doctor.
There.
Dr. Shinara.
Oh!
The NPC list literally says
yeah, it says Doctor he him. Mark III emergency medical hologram.
That is the emergency medical. Do you want? I mean, you can have Burr interview the emergency medical hologram. I did assign Burr
to the hologram. I'd like
That's
to be.
That's funny.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry, I misunderstood you earlier. No,
okay, no problem.
I meant to assign Burr to the
Diabolical.
hologram. I did.
That is diabolical.
Wild.
That hologram is going to eat him for breakfast.
Ensign Chester from Sciences, and
they make a note. They back up. It's like, I'm gonna make that canon. There was some confusion with that among the admirals and some discussion. It's like, so I just want making sure that we have our records straight here, Commander. and this is a human admiral, sort of leaning over on the far side of the table. You assigned Lieutenant Commander Burr to interview the emergency medical hologram.
That's correct.
Oh no, it's going to tell him about how much we give it shit.
Would you mind
I think it's mostly
just
how much Sosa gives it shit, honestly.
would you mind explaining your reasoning? It just seems like an unusual allocation of resources.
No, it was, I mean, I won't say it was like necessarily valuable, but it is a low priority entity on the ship capable of record keeping.
Very well. Thank you for indulging my curiosity. But so with that, we are to understand that it was Lieutenant Commander Cronin who conducted Dr. Shannara's interview.
That is correct.
At your direction.
Mm-hmm.
Some additional tapping on pads and writing of notes occurs.
As for command, Ensign Kazakh was assigned to them as well, and then I took the remaining 3 head officers, that being Brannigan, Baird, and Selleck.
Would you mind, Commander, walking us through your interview with Lieutenant Commander Reen?
By all means.
So, is this going to be conducted in the same space, the same style?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess we have here. So I guess how does Sosa? What is Sosa's frame of mind going into this interview?
For the most part, she's pretty confident as long as she, doesn't reveal that she used back channel sources to get medical information for part of her vaccine thing. So she will probably try to minimize that information, but otherwise that's really the only thing that I think she's concerned about not being above board, honestly.
Okay, well,
so now that I've told the person interviewing me the exact piece of information he shouldn't ask my character about.
Right,
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah,
What's a vaccine got to do with security protocols?
I mean, look, what good is a secret if it doesn't come out or it doesn't cause drama?
I'll ask point blank, Brendan. What records do I have about the ongoings of the Gallant?
I would say, well, let's see. You know that they recently were on a mission to help supply a plague-ridden Klingon world. Relevant to this is that Commander Reen helped develop a vaccine for the disease, and this was there. You have received information that I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumbling this up a little bit. Let me kind of set the scene here. The vaccine did involve looking at genetically modified sequences in Klingons. That much is known, and it is known that they are genetically modified sequences that sometimes also exist in genetically modified humans, in augments specifically. And given that Lieutenant Commander Brannigan has been outed as an augment, that's kind of where the connection is. And to your knowledge, the information that the information that Commander Brannigan was an augment was given to Starfleet intelligence anonymously. At least you have been told that it was anonymous. You have not, as of yet, attempted any sort of investigation into who actually would have submitted it, if indeed that was something that interested Castrum at all.
Oh, for sure. But we'll get to that in
one thing at a time.
What a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will also remind for everyone at home / Brendan / since I'm giving you like out of character knowledge, Sosa did take a lot of precautions to keep that information that she bought from the back channels, which she was put in contact with these people through Vimes.
Through your bad influence friend, yeah.
But Sosa took a lot of precautions to make sure this information and data that she got stayed completely quarantined from the ship's databases.
Yeah.
In theory, to keep it from anybody else being able to access this information about supposed augments in Starfleet, which, you know, would have been dangerous information for anybody to stumble across.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't have been something that could have gotten back to Starfleet Command.
But here we are.
Like that.
No, this is something much pettier.
No, 100%. Like, yeah, you locked this down information. You locked down this information very hard.
So much of like, I am discussing with you right now. I'm taking all these precautions. Like, Sosa is not playing. She realizes how dangerous this information is and the fact that she should not have it.
Yeah. The two data points are absolutely true. You took a lot of precautions to keep this information insulated and anonymized. And also, somehow,
almost
it got back to Starfleet Command that Brannigan is an augment.
Brannigan got outed as an augment, yes.
These are both the data points, yes. And then as far as Castrum, you are concerned, you have not been given any reason to suspect, like, the shady information thing. Your main thing is, like, she was dealing with making a vaccine that had to do with augmented genetic sequences very, very soon on the same ship, very, very soon prior to Brannigan being outed as an augment. You know,
the first thing they teach you in intelligence school is that there are no coincidences.
Yeah, well, what they teach you in life is that sometimes there are coincidences, and correlation is not causation. So, suck on that, my friend.
But correlation is a conspiracy theory. Anyway, I will say in that case, so Reen is in the room here, and I'll say, Commander, it's your room.
Lieutenant Commander, correct?
Yes.
Chief of Sciences.
Yes.
All right. Just making sure that my files are at the base level correct. Embarrassing though it would have been if they were wrong, no?
I suppose it's always good to confirm and double check even the basic information.
Indeed. So, on the topic of basic information, why don't you tell me a little bit about how you came to command the sciences of the USS Gallant?
Well, obviously, as joined Trill, I have been able to draw upon a variety of past experiences and information from my past hosts, and that includes several that had an interest in various forms of the sciences. Personally, as a host before I was joined, I also was interested in these my current focus of more, I think, xenobiology, right? It helps to have your character sheet up when you like want to, do things related to this character that you've made up. So xenobiology, like xenobiology and photonic applications are like my focuses. The linguistics is a holdover from a previous host, I had decided. So that led to my interest in joining Starfleet Academy, and I'm sure you have my service record there and see how I worked my way up and the various scientific publications and initiatives that I was part of that led to my eventual appointment to the first officer of sciences position.
You were appointed to the Gallant.
Yes.
By whom?
I mean, I could make up an NPC right here, right now, but I don't believe it's something that would have been a red flag as like a relevant piece of information for Sosa. Like, it's not like it's like, oh my god, it was that NPC. Conspiracy. Brendan, would you like me to make up an NPC?
Sure, let's go for it.
All right. I wasn't sure if this was actually something like I should know of, like, of importance, and it's important what I answer right now.
I'm just asking questions.
Just asking questions, just dialing in to get a feel for things. Sure.
This interrogation is all about you.
Yes, well. What's a race we haven't used much of? Unfortunately, most of them are the ones that you don't typically see around,
Could always be a Tellarite, so you don't, they're a founding Federation species, but they don't show up very often. That's why I dropped a Tellarite Admiral in there. Yeah, because they're funny little dog guys.
Yeah,
sure. Just a little funny little dog guy.
We'll say, I believe it was Commander Kochuk Pern who signed my initial orders.
Excellent. And how did you feel about these orders?
I was perfectly content with that. The Gallant had a good reputation, and I was certainly excited to be able to head up my own lab as part of the initiative to go to these more distant missions.
Of course. It is my understanding from previous conversations like this that a scientist's lab is as a second home to them. Is that, do you feel that's correct?
I would say so, yes.
You've done some pretty admirable work for the Gallant recently.
I assume you are referring to the vaccine initiative that we were successful in order to stem the plague on the Klingon planet.
That's the one.
It was, thankfully, a success, yes.
And it is my understanding that your fellow shipmates were also instrumental in the development of this vaccine. For example, Lieutenant Commander Tessara.
Well, I mean, everybody as part of the Gallant played a part in research and keeping the planet from breaking out into violence while we pursued a path to solve the medical emergency.
Indeed. And thank you for your service, of course. It is a very noble pursuit indeed. How do you feel about Lieutenant Commander Tessara's previous entanglements?
I think you mean to Sam.
To Sam, sorry.
Yeah, I was assuming that's
I
who
was
you were
getting-
when
I
I
was getting
answered the
mixed.
previous question as well. But yeah,
Getting
to
some
Sam.
of these names combined in my brain.
How dare you not have all of our names perfectly memorized?
I was working on it.
Strange internal affairs officer who's never met us before. How dare you?
Yeah.
Unlike your storyteller, who definitely has all of the names of all of the NPCs that he's made up memorized.
Man, talk
Even
about a
written down
sloppy
even.
intelligence officer, am I right?
Sloppy and undisciplined.
Exactly.
You guys don't have to deal with that one. I assigned him to the hologram.
He's
You're
down
welcome.
there right now getting his ass chewed
No.
out.
The thing
I
is,
hope the
you gave him-
hologram is incredibly annoyed at having to speak to him because it's what the hologram deserves.
right? But also he has to talk to Binks, and Binks will just finish with the hologram started.
It's true. Be good,
Okay.
Binks.
I admit that I was not aware of their past.
Not aware up until what point?
I don't remember. Were we supposed to have already known Vimes was was previous? Like we found out when everybody else
You
found
found out when
on
everybody
that
else
mission.
did.
Yeah, this was not something we knew because we're part of our like secret best friends club. Okay.
No. Though I'm sure we
Um,
did give her shit immediately upon our next meeting. We were just like, hey, bitch.
That's why we're keeping secrets from Vibes now. Okay. So I believe the mission report of the incident on the planet that we did in the first arc. It's not
Anzurus.
Vulcan, it's not Romulan, it's like
Inzurus.
Anzurus.
Thank you. The mission report from our mission on Anzurus, where it became, it was revealed that Lieutenant Commander Shazam had a previous affiliation.
Interesting. And were both of the, I hate to call them big revelations, but were both of the big revelations roughly around the same time?
The big revelations?
Indeed.
I know we were just discussing previous entanglements, but I'm not entirely certain I know which other.
Oh, apologies. I assumed that you knew already, given the nature of the vaccine and its necessity on that planet, that Brannigan was an augment.
We had discussed requesting Starfleet to supply their own medical information in order to try to find any officers or enlisted with augmented code, but it was ultimately deemed a inappropriate request. So we did not actually investigate anyone on the Gallant or otherwise looking for anyone with augmented code. So no, I think you'll find in my report that I submitted that that is not information that would have come up during the path that we chose to pursue to create this
Yes.
vaccine.
Of course. Apologies, I'm just attempting to bridge the gap between the information that I have and the information that was made available to Starfleet at the time of such discoveries. I was unsure if that information was a surprise to anyone more than the entire Gallant or not. So, pardon me for dropping that one on you.
Commander Castrom, one of the admirals, interjects back in the conference room. You bring up this posed genetic screening of the Gallant's officers mentioned by Lieutenant Commander Reen. But according to Lieutenant Commander Reen's testimony, that screening was never carried out.
That's correct.
Note-taking and typing. Thank you, Commander. Just wanted to clarify a point of information there. Please continue.
How do you enjoy working for Captain Selleck, Lieutenant Commander?
I would say Captain Selleck is a fine captain, and I have been extremely satisfied with my time working here on the Gallant under his leadership.
And how do you feel about his imminent departure?
I regret that it is a path that he will be pursuing in the near future.
And if you had to describe him,
Describe Captain Selleck?
as detailed as you can, as honest as you can. I don't need to remind you that honesty is everything here. We wouldn't want the security of the Gallant to come in question, and while lying for your commanding officer would seem noble, I would have to discourage against it, because we are trying to save such leaks in security.
I have no reason to think that Captain Selleck caused any leaks in security
I apologize.
would welcome them. And before any of these officers, which you are saying are security leaks, were assigned to the Gallant, they all dutifully completed Starfleet Academy. By that logic, why isn't Starfleet Academy being investigated for their security leaks in letting these people pass their exams and be appointed to a ship in the first place?
Why do you think they aren't?
So we're just on a full witch hunt then, are we?
Oh! You get your Vimes and your Brannigan back. That's not what I'm here for.
You're here for Captain Selleck then?
No, I'm just attempting to assess the efficacy of the security protocols of the Gallant.
And pivoting back to the conference room. And at that time, that was your understanding of the mission as it was assigned to you by Captain Tabak, correct?
That was my understanding of the mission, yes.
Yes. At what point did you begin to suspect that there may have been another operation underway?
About the same time that I was assigned the mission.
Were your concerns allayed over the course of your investigation, or did you find cause for concern?
I found numerous cause for concern.
Starting when?
Probably the first interrogation.
Walk us through your conversation with First Officer Bard.
Lieutenant Commander Nico Bard, is that correct?
Nico.
Nico Bard.
Thank you.
And it's just Commander, actually.
Oh, apologies. Why don't you... we'll start with the basics. Tell me about your coming to work on the Gallant. How did this come to be?
I grew up on a series of ships and space stations. I was quite comfortable and familiar with space. It was natural to enter into the academy. I pursued first a strong engineering background, but then there was a pivot to the command track, and then I was picked, much to the chagrin of some higher-ranking engineering officers in Starfleet. Captain Selleck asked for me.
Captain Selleck requested you personally.
That's my understanding, yes.
Just your understanding? You don't have confirmation? You haven't asked him?
It didn't seem important. I assumed just because he asked didn't mean he just got a blanket check. I assumed there was discussions beyond my understanding with the Academy and with the rest of the Starfleet.
Right. You guys have performed some very recently noble work, and I think, given the shock of information that has come to all of you, how do you feel about all of that?
I think that despite the personal struggles some members of the crew have with themselves or with others, we all work remarkably well together to keep each other safe and complete our assigned tasks.
You don't feel that there's been any breach of trust among your crewmates regarding their pasts or withholding of information, dishonesty? I mean, your second officer.
Yes. Is there more to that sentence?
Well, just I think if any of my subordinates came to me with world-shattering information about their character, I would still have to question the moral fiber or intention of their person, no?
That would imply you agree with the edict.
I suppose that it would. I can't say that I do. I have yet to interview Brannigan myself, of course, but I will make that judgment on his character, not his genetic makeup. But we're not talking about me.
And I am talking about me. I don't see why whatever happened to Brannigan in his youth, or maybe not even in his youth, in some other member of his family's lineage, should have anything to do with his position here in Starfleet. I think, as I've made it clear during my time on Inzuris, serving Starfleet as an ambassador, I think that the stance on augmented life forms is outdated and antiquated.
Do you think that everyone on the Gallant will hold that opinion?
I think that's up to every member of the Gallant.
Well,
but I also think that every member of the Gallant trusts Brannigan.
Then let's stick with those close to you. Captain Selleck disagrees with that? Edict?
Captain Selleck supports and respects people's privacy. It's part of one of the reasons why there was a long and intense discussion about pre-screening before the away teams were assigned.
Right. Pre-screening. Pre-screening that missed Lieutenant Commander to Sam.
No, I'm specifically referring to the pre-screening before going down onto a planet full of plague. To Sam,
Of course.
whatever has to do with Vimes, that's outside of the Gallant scope.
Just to be clear,
Yes.
Tal Shiar spies are outside of the Gallant scope?
No. The fact that nobody knew about it until she decided to disclose it is outside the Gallant scope. That
And
goes
what
back
was done?
to the process of screening for the Academy.
And what was done once the information was made available?
I believe there was an official inquiry, as is protocol.
Indeed. All right. Is there anything you'd like to divulge? Any information you'd like to make clear before I return to headquarters to write up my report?
No, I think that covers it unless you want our training records.
No, I don't need those. But I do have one last question, actually.
Mhm.
How do you feel about Selleck's imminent departure?
I think that anyone is entitled to come and go in Starfleet as they choose. I think that he has done a long, careful service to Starfleet, and I believe that he is at a cyclical point in his Vulcan lifespan where he's ready to do something else.
He intends to leave Starfleet.
I don't know what he fully intends to do. I know he and I have had conversations about the command of the ship in the future.
Upon his departure from Starfleet.
Or should anything else happen to him. The Gallant has, as I'm sure you've seen from our record, come under attack a fair bit.
Yes. All right. As you were.
Thank you for that summary, Commander Castrum. Admiral Jafron leans back in his seat, finally, allowing his antenna to sort of relax somewhat. Now, you swore an oath at the outset of this hearing that everything in your testimony would be complete, comprehensive, and of course, completely factual.
The information itself, I can neither guarantee nor deny its factuality
to
at
your
any point.
to your knowledge,
As it was dictated to me.
yes. Just making sure that we are on the same page. And so at no point in your interview with First Officer Bard did you receive the impression that they were aware of the presence of any other augments aboard the Gallant. And that is where we're going to take a quick break. Gonna have a quick little tenor, do the necessaries. Don't go nowhere though. We still got some game left here. So see you guys in about 10 minutes.
Oh
I'm
no!
sorry. What was that? He just here tonight?
Hello. We are back. How is I don't know. How is space? Is it cool? It's good.
Cold.
Are we pro space?
Vast.
Yeah.
Empty.
Speaking of space, that's where the game is. We're gonna pick up aboard the USS Gallant, moored outside of Starbase 1. Bard, you exit the holodeck where you have just been interviewed by Commander Castrum, Starfleet Intelligence. Where are you going after that?
I'm gonna go see my captain.
Okay.
I'm gonna go let him know that I've completed my interview.
Selleck is in his quarters currently.
Captain, may I come in?
You may enter.
I've completed my my discussion with Commander Castrum.
Was it enlightening?
No, not not really. They had some interest in my appointment here on the Gallant, which didn't seem relevant to Brannigan or Vimes, but I also don't really understand what we're doing here.
That remains something of a mystery to me as well. I can certainly understand the motivations of Starfleet Intelligence for wanting to be thorough in the wake of revelations regarding multiple members of the senior staff. I regret that I was not able to shield the crew more effectively from this kind of scrutiny. Unfortunately, my political capital has been taxed recently. That being said, I don't know. I as of yet have insufficient evidence as to develop a firm hypothesis. But I do have something akin to what I believe you humans would call a gut feeling. They're fishing for something. I believe that's the expression. I don't know. I don't know what it is. And I'm beginning to suspect that they don't fully know what it is yet either. Someone, somewhere, is looking for something.
They brought us all the way back to Seoul. That was an unnecessary step.
Oh, I think they probably found it very necessary. That much, at least, the purpose is clear to me. Beyond the simple act of intimidation, my hypothesis is that they would like to make an example out of Lieutenant Commander Brannigan. There are those in Starfleet and in the Federation at large who still feel very strongly about the restrictions on genetic manipulation. The established precedent has always been very unevenly applied. I think that there are those within Starfleet who would like to use this as an opportunity to firmly close the door.
That is exactly the attitude and behavior that lost us the negotiation on Inzurus.
The irony is not lost upon me. How are you holding up, Commander?
I'm fine. I don't think I have any reason to be in the line of fire other than the fact that I'm going to most likely put myself there. But
That is often the role of the commanding officer.
do you know if the intelligence team is planning on staying on the Gallant with us for a few nights? If so, I should go make sure that there is space for them.
I've already taken care of the accommodations.
All right.
I assumed you would, and I believe the expression is, have enough on your plate.
I'm gonna go crawl in my favored Jeffries tube for a little bit until you need me again, sir. I'm gonna go make sure the ship is running as it should.
So, where next then?
So before I go into my tube,
Mm-hmm.
before I tube myself, I'm gonna go look for Vimes and Sosa. I'm gonna squat up, as it were. I'm assuming Vimes is not on, like... I assume Vimes can't leave the ship, but is Vimes on lockdown?
So...
Because technically Vimes was not arrested.
Yes. So Vimes is at this point not confined to quarters and not confined to the Gallant either. Mm-hmm. While this investigation is involving Vimes, Vimes has still at this point been cleared for duty. That the finding of the inquiry has not been challenged in that respect. Now, Brannigan is being kept on Starbase 1 in confinement.
Vimes is probably posted up outside confinement. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna go find Sosa, be like, let's go get a little picnic basket and let's go check on Vimes, make sure they've hydrated themselves on their self-appointed guard duty. It's some
oh,
baby
no.
crimes. Look at the baby, so floofy. My baby crimes is about to unplug something. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
The Bobby. But yeah, so I think that's what once Nico leaves since there's nothing to see to regarding where Castrum, Burr, and what was it?
Cronin.
Cronin. They're Cronin. Since their accommodations are spoken for, I think Nico will go see if Sosa wants to go check on Vimes. Yeah.
I'm down.
Important discussion above the table. Have we since both talked about the fact that we both knew about Brannigan's status independently, or are we still keeping that a secret from each other as well as Vimes?
So I'm going to say at this point, Vimes, you have become aware of Brannigan's status. Yeah, that is known. Brannigan did tell you prior to being taken into custody. As for the rest of it, that is up to you guys.
Yeah, would you let me know?
I don't think Nico has said anything to Vimes about it.
Mm-hmm.
Sosa's definitely not telling even Nico about, again, the fact that she got an entire data set of augmented Starfleet enlisted, not just Brannigan. This is data on potentially every single augmented person in Starfleet.
That's true. You've got a lot more dangerous shit.
I think Vimes has probably put the dots together about Sosa because you came to me for that contact. So, yeah.
But I'm not going to say, I'm not saying it out loud to you guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
No.
Because it's like, if they know, like the ethical implications for me is going to be the least of the fallout that would happen if intelligence that's sniffing around about this huge security breach of Augment suddenly was to find out that I have potentially an entire list I could give them of proof of every single augmented, potentially every single augmented person in Starfleet.
Yeah.
But that's not a real thing. You don't have that.
No.
That's not a real thing.
Yeah.
So on Starbase 1, so Brannigan is not being kept in the brig on Starbase 1. Captain Selleck was at least able to throw his weight around enough to ensure that Brannigan, while in confinement on Starbase 1, is at least confined to quarters as opposed to a cell.
Okay. I think I've been making a lot of security people very nervous by just silently sitting on the floor across the hall.
The sentry that is posted outside, who mostly is fairly bored, it's like, would you, forgive me, Lieutenant Commander, would you like me to get you a pillow or anything?
Sure. Thank you. That is appreciated.
And yeah, he buzzes another member of the security detail. And there's a brief exchange of like, what, pillow? What do you mean? No, just bring it, man.
It's weird. I don't get it, but it's like, it's really weird. And she looks uncomfortable.
Just bring it, man. Why you gotta make a thing out of everything? And yeah, another ensign comes down with a pillow.
Thank you.
I do not know why my camera.
Active revenge places a single P underneath it.
I do not know why my camera keeps futzing out tonight. Like I just have to like reactivate it. I just have to like go into the settings and be like, no, camera real.
It literally just did it for a split second. No,
it keeps going out and be like, can't detect the camera, and then I go into settings and I'm like, it's right here. It's right. It's right there. Just do it. Just turn on. All right.
Nah, I think you're lying.
I think it's right around when you're settling into your new pillow that we arrive.
Ensign, you better get 2 more pillows. And I point down the hall towards those 2.
Hi.
We'll be here a while.
I brought you some snacks and some water and the book that you're supposed to be reading for book club that I noticed in your room doesn't look like the spine's been cracked.
I was going to invite him to book club. That's his copy. I already read it.
Oh.
Wow, book club friends. It's serious.
Hey, do you think we can... Maybe I'll ask Castrum to bring him the book, since they said they still have to speak with him.
I think they actually would, too.
Hey, did they ask you about Captain Selleck at all?
Oh my
Yep.
god, like a lot.
What's that about?
They...
Like, is it weird that he's retiring? I thought people just do that. Like is it weird to
Ensign,
retire?
Can you pretend you're not hearing this conversation?
I mean, if I'm ordered to, like
You're
recount
not hearing
it
this
for some
conversation.
reason,
This is an order.
I mean, if someone
know.
orders me to recount it, I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability. But like, I'm not also haven't been like ordered to eavesdrop. So like,
Do you want to look at this book?
I can't. On Commander,
Can't take anything from us.
I can't do
No.
that. Like, I can't ignore you. But I'm not ordered to like listen to your conversation. So like, I don't know. I can't promise that like none of this will get back to anybody, but like, I'm not going to actively rat on you. So like, look, I'm just saying that if you really super don't want anybody to overhear you, this is not the place to do it.
Can't take anything from us. It'd be an opportunity to get the prisoner free. That's what I would do. Not going to do that, then.
We're in the Sol system. We're on Starbase 1. There's like, I don't know. I think this is kind of a formality. Like, I don't think that the commander's considered a flight risk, but I don't know. I'm ordered to carry out my duties, and I'm going to do it.
Is this like a punishment detail?
Are you stuck on punishment detail for confinement prisoners? Ensign.
What'd you do?
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
I put my people on the Gallant on confinement detail, even when we don't have prisoners.
Oh, that's
It's
harsh.
definitely... Well, when they get caught having poker night, badly disguising it, and not inviting me.
It's a real crime. You can't punish people for not being your friend, Vibes. That's not...
No, the punishment was letting me find out.
Don't keep your secret poker game secret enough.
Exactly.
Get good, nerd.
Do it. If you're going to be
OPSEC.
God. Anyway, yeah. So, like, why is it so weird about just because the captain wants to retire? Like, plenty of Vulcans retire.
We need to not be in this hallway to have this conversation.
I told you.
We need to not be in this hallway to have this conversation. And Vimes is getting up and fluffing the pillow and leaving it exactly where she plans to return.
Yeah, I'll make sure nobody moves the pillows. Like, that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, while we're gone, you really got to think about what you did, because I really want to know.
I don't think I did anything.
You did. And here's the thing. If you don't figure out what you did, you're gonna keep ending up here. So like, think about it, my guy. Really think about it.
You got to learn from your past mistakes.
You gotta know what you did.
You hit on somebody's sibling in a bar, didn't you?
Did you hit on the commander's wife in the bar?
I know, that's weird. Why would I do that? I don't. And he kind of taps his combat. He taps his combat second, and he goes, "Lieutenant Commander, hey, it's Stuart. Are all your coworkers this weird?" And you hear Brannigan over the comm badge go, "I mean, like, some of the time." Hi,
Brannigan.
Hi, Brannigan.
Hi, guys. Hey, Stuart, wave at them for me. He waves. I waved. Awesome. You're the man. For real, Stuart. You are the best, honestly. Thank you, Lieutenant Commander.
Anyway, we'll be back.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be back.
I'll watch the pillows.
Where is the closest bar? Preferably an enlisted bar.
We're still on the Gallant, right?
No, we went. No,
we're on Starbase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are going to stand out at an enlisted bar.
I know.
Even if we're not in uniform?
What if we just go into one of these Jeffries tubes? I know I can get us in.
It's going to set off so many alarms, Nyko.
Listen.
So many alarms.
Nyko takes us to the Jeffries tube, and there's suddenly a bouncer with a velvet rope being like, sorry, we're at capacity. You're going to have to wait.
It's an engineering speakeasy.
There's always a good Jeffries tube. There's always one that's being worked on, but no one's actively working on it.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to say, no, you were able to successfully, I think, Vimes, you have your doubts, but like, then lo and behold, you find a corridor where literally exactly that is happening.
Jeffries tubes. Best places to be. Come on in. I know you guys usually make fun of me for this, but isn't this nice in here?
It's
the captain is dying.
cozy.
What'd you say?
Captain is dying.
Wait, what?
Tavon syndrome. Seen it before.
And Starfleet knows?
I don't know. I sure as shit was not going to tell them.
Why does that matter? Whether he dies or retires, I
don't know.
I mean, I brought up him dying anyway because we get shot at a fair amount.
We were shot at 2 weeks ago. When he goes, you both know that I go too, right?
Oh, I think that really will depend on who takes command of the Gallant after him.
No, my continued commission is dependent on him remaining in Starfleet and remaining captain of the Gallant. He burned everything to keep me on that ship. It's the only reason Brannigan is being held, I think.
Well, this is shit.
Yes, it is.
Well, speaking of, as everyone is commiserating, let's go check in with Commander Castrum. After you've concluded your interviews for today, you have interviews with Brannigan and the captain scheduled for the next day, but today you have been doing a marathon of interviews, and you're even you have your limits. What are you doing to sort of kind of wrap up your day?
Castrum gets the reports from the other two cronies, and just retires to wherever they've been allocated to go over all of the information. That is their unwind, is the put together of information.
This paperwork. Everyone's got their vice.
Just can't resist that sweet siren call of bureaucracy.
They really can, and especially because there's something weird about this job. It's like, there's got to be something in the information the other two idiots gathered.
You're being punked. You've been sent here by Felix Petty X.
Good.
I don't know.
Probably.
If
I know, I'm
Starfleet told
behind
me
that
to,
one.
I would decommission the entire Gallant just to get back at Selleck.
Wow. Damn.
That's
JT,
mostly
this
a
is why
joke.
I'm gonna punish you on Tuesday.
You were gonna do that anyway.
Go ahead and give me a. Let's go ahead and call it an insight security roll.
Okay. I'd like to offer up politics as the focus for this.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
Excellent. And my insight security brings me to a 14 total. That is a 9 and a 3 for 3 total successes.
Very cool. All right. So you're going over the information from, respectively, Lieutenant Commander Burr and Lieutenant Commander Cronin. And you're going over the log from the interview between Lieutenant Commander Cronin and Dr. Shannara, the Chief Medical Officer. And the notes are pretty straightforward. Basically what you were expecting to see. But what is a bit more interesting is that is looking at the full transcript. There's sort of an auto dictation transcript of it. And the transcript doesn't differ from like the notes summary, but it does have a lot more in it. Like the notes are not untruthful. The summary is not untruthful. It mentions that they interviewed Dr. Shannara, and that Dr. Shannara claims that they did not have any foreknowledge of Commander Brannigan's augmented status. That's mainly what Cronin was focusing on, given that Shannara is the chief medical officer, and so might have theoretically had other opportunities to have found out this information. But the transcript indicates that much as you were sort of asking about Brannigan, asking about Sam, asking about the captain, that their conversation randomly starts to kind of drift into discussions of other members of the Gallant in ways that pop out to you as slightly odd. There's just a lot of different names that end up coming up in passing. And it's usually like Dr. Shannara volunteering these names in some way that is mostly organic to the line of questioning that Cronin is offering. But there's a lot of names popping up here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that you notice is something of a sigh is, Burr's notes are a bit like they're adequate, but they're not super detailed. That's partly why you were digging into the transcripts in the first place, is because you were accustomed to kind of having to do that for Burr's interviews, because his summaries and notes are not as helpful as they should be. That you particularly note that his interview with the emergency medical hologram was very, very brief, and it mostly just contains a note that the EMH contains a digitized record of conversations it's had that can be easily referenced. Basically said, "Oh, you record everything? Okay, well, I guess this interview is over. Here's where you can find the recordings of the EMH's interactions if you want."
Oh, I'm going to kill
Dr. Shannara, penny in the air. Castrum is going to get up and is going to move towards the medical ward. Notes in hand.
Okay. You enter the medical ward. At present, Dr. Shannara is not in. There is an assisting lieutenant that is on ward for this evening, who turns around and looks at you rather nervously. Commander, is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, actually, if you could download all of the hologram's records onto this data pad, that would be of incredible help to me.
All of them?
All of them.
It might be. I mean, it might require more than one data pad. If you're looking for, is there a date range that you're looking for?
Everything on Captain Selleck and everything on Brannigan.
Everything on Captain Selleck and everything on Brannigan. I am not sure that I am permitted by Starfleet regulations to do that without a written order from Starfleet Medical. It's
Starfleet Medical?
From Starfleet Medical. It's a matter of patient confidentiality. I can't release those records. I know this is an intelligence matter, but I'm not allowed to release those records.
Okay, what's your name?
Oh, my name is Lieutenant Lane.
Lieutenant Lane for non-compliance with an intelligence investigation.
No, look, I thought that I had an understanding with Commander Cronin.
An understanding?
I thought it was understood that I was in the clear.
Oh, there it is.
Clear for what?
It does occur to you now that Lieutenant Lane's name was one of the ones that just sort of came up in passing in Commander Cronin's interview with Dr. Shannara.
Here's what's going to happen. You're going to tell me everything that you and Cronin talked about, and then you're going to answer my questions, or you are going to be subject to consequences for refusal to participate in an intelligence investigation. So, I will ask you this just flat out to be clear. Would you rather Cronin's head be on the block or yours?
Yeah.
Go ahead. They're reticent. Go ahead and give me an insight command roll.
I have an interrogation focus and an interrogation talent.
I mean, yeah, we'll go and apply the focus.
Okay. That is 2 3s for 4 successes.
Ooh, okay.
Told you, they
Poor
roll
Lieutenant
bad.
Lane.
Okay.
This is the game for the bad ones.
This
This is the game for the bad ones.
Yeah.
This is their moment.
Yeah. And I think the anxiety is coming off of them extremely strong. And they are practically broadcasting, trying to figure out whether or not you already know. You get the impression from them that they were told by Lieutenant Commander Cronin that you were essentially in charge of the operation, and therefore you already knew about everything that he was talking to them about. And you don't get exactly what it is, but you clearly get the sense that they have a secret, and Lieutenant Cronin seems to have indicated to them that they would keep that secret in exchange for something.
What did he offer you?
You feel sort of the realization that, like, you don't know, which there is an understanding from them that therefore Cronin did lie to them, but at the same time they are terrified about continuing this line of conversation, like bone deep terrified.
Sorry, my tack from Sam is still on. You didn't do anything wrong. As long as you cooperate with me, nothing is going to happen to you. Something might happen to Cronin. But I promise you, you would much rather me be in control of that secret than him.
What if I got you those records, Commander?
We're not negotiating.
Lieutenant Cronin, in our interview, implied that he knew something about me. I thought that this was just a coincidence. He didn't come out right and say it, but it was enough that it got me kind of spooked. Then he approached me later and came right out with it that he knew something about me, something that I would very much like not to divulge for reasons of personal privacy. And I agreed to become an he phrased it differently, but I understand what he's talking about. An informant, an asset.
For what?
He didn't tell me what he's Starfleet intelligence. That's, I assume it's for you.
I'm going to ask you a question. And I'm going to assume that you are smart enough to understand the meaning underlying that question. Brannigan?
Oh, did I? Oh, do you mean did I?
Nope.
Out Brannigan?
No.
No.
I would assume you have a secret you desperately don't want outed. If Brannigan had a similar secret, you would at least be decent enough to keep it.
I think you would be correct in that.
Good.
I would never have outed Lieutenant Commander Brannigan.
These struggles we all go through, they're relatable.
No. Hello to all the streamers. Howdy.
Hi, Raid.
Hello, Raidors. We are in the midst of an interesting session of our Star Trek Adventures game. We are raising money through the donate button to Medical Aid For Palestinians. There are some donation incentives. You can $5 will add momentum, which helps the crew. $5 adds threat, which helps me. You can also name a red shirt. And as of yet, I haven't killed any, so yours could be the first. And we're in the midst of a rather interesting conversation. So sorry, GT, do you mind repeating your last line there?
Okay. Thank you. From now on, you are to report to me, and if you would relay this information to your entire crew, all interviews will be reporting to me from now on.
I will do the yes, I will do the best that I can to relay that information. Do you still want those records, Commander?
I would very much appreciate those records and a point to your commander's office.
I'll start the upload. Commander Shannara's office is back this way.
Good. You don't have to worry about Cronin. He will not be in a position to threaten you after I'm done.
You get the sense that they are less reassured by that than you might want them to be. There is something about their conversation with Cronin that does seem to have deeply spooked them.
May I perhaps probe their thoughts at the mention of Cronin again? See if they get something more specific out of it?
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, go into. I think I've been running with Insight Command, so let's go ahead and just keep doing that.
It's my favorite role.
All right.
It is not the role I would be best at. Reason Command is the role I would be best at, but Insight Command is a very close second. That is going to be a 6 and a 14, which is still
no.
So 2 successes for that one.
You sort of probe their thoughts, and you it is hard to fully get a handle on the conversation. You don't get the like a play-by-play of it, but there is a particular thing that pops out in their mind. It's not something that Cronin seems to have said, but it is something that Lieutenant Lane has made a supposition about that they seem pretty convinced of under the circumstances. And the name that comes into their mind is Section 31.
Penny falling. Castrum is going to turn their attention to Shannara's office.
Okay.
Time to snoop.
Snoop, noop. Okay. You go in, and there is a desk and a small sort of pad monitor in there that stores most of the local records.
Yeah. Castrum is gonna look for anything of import regarding augments, the vaccine, and Captain Selleck.
Okay. It is under pretty thorough lockdown. You are going to have to hack the planet if you want to do that. So if you would like to hack the planet, I'm going to go ahead and call that a reason security.
Okay. My number for that is 16.
Ooh.
Okay.
I do not have any focuses that relate to this. All of my focuses are with dealing with people.
Oh no. The computer.
That is 7 and 14. A lot of 14s on this die.
So that's 2 successes. That is not sufficient to crack the system, but you do have the option of spending momentum to purchase additional dice that you can continue to roll.
Gang, is it okay if I use your momentum for your game that you're
Yeah.
permanently a part of to use it on my appearance?
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
find out. I
Yeah,
I
we-
would
we-
have bring you
we-
guys to find out if I let
we-
you do it.
We are
Sorry, this
such
woman's
nosy
not in the
bitches.
best friend squad. I forgot.
We
Okay.
are
We're
so
invested.
goddamn nosy, and we want to know. So give
Listen,
us the information.
If you find some good tea, and then
you have to tell us.
you have to tell us.
You might get an invite to the book club if the tea's hot enough.
I've got a book. I'm planning on giving it to you.
Castrum, I will say this, Castrum could be incentivized one way or the other. Anyway, the reason I'm smiling so big is because that's a natty 1.
Yeah!
To
All right.
Snoop for a total of 4 successes on a momentum.
Whoa,
That
hold
wa-
on. Would it technically count as triple successes on that one because it's automatically a double success and then you're rolling under the other stat too? So
No,
I
it-
didn't
it
spend
just-
a
it just-
focus on this.
look, I
Yeah.
had to negotiate.
No, totally. Yeah, no, yeah. But in the case of focuses, and that one is still just 2 successes.
Okay.
It just raises the threshold for a super success. But still, 4 successes will hack the planet.
Yeah.
All right. And so you were looking for, remind me again?
Information on she has on augments, information she has on the vaccine, and information on Captain Selleck.
All right. You do find, so Captain Selleck, you do find Captain Selleck's personal medical records, and you do find that, yes, Captain Selleck is in fact diagnosed with Tuvan syndrome. It's a degenerative neurological condition, primarily affects Vulcans and Romulans. It is still in its early stages, but it is incurable. It is only treatable. And it does dramatically shorten the Vulcan lifespan. It does give him probably still about 10 to 15 years, but of a Vulcan lifespan, that's not very much. So you are now aware that Captain Selleck is terminally ill. And
Falling?
digging into the vaccines. So you do find information behind another secured firewall that outlines what appear to be something like the genetic screening process that you spoke about with Commander Reen and Commander Bard. examining crew for particular genetic sequences and markers to be able to assist with the vaccine effort. Now, based on the information that you were given, that was never carried out. However, this data that is in here would suggest that it was. And you're looking at the timestamps on things. And what this seems to be telling you is that Dr. Shannara did, in fact, screen the crew for particular genetic markers and sequences. And further, that they've been doing it for a while before the Gallant was involved in the mission to Moranga. This would appear to be going back years. That Dr. Shannara has been apparently clandestinely investigating the genetics of the crew of the Gallant, searching for seemingly specifically augments.
Wow, what a dirty bitch.
I'm gonna yeet her into space.
Violating space HIPAA.
And based on what you can see, if this information is accurate, there are at least 5 augments aboard the Gallant. Now, that could suggest 2 things. One, that the Gallant is some sort of like safe haven for augments in Starfleet. Or, if the Gallant is a representative sample size, that could indicate that there are a lot more augments in Starfleet than anyone has previously surmised.
Starfleet absolutely filthy with augments.
And thus they should just let them be.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Castrum is going to pull out a private data pad that they keep for their notes and is going to upload all of that data to that data pad.
And
We call that a sorcerine in the
and as you sit down at the desk and begin performing this data transfer, and we're going to sort of pan around, and Commander Castrum is once more sitting at the desk in the darkened conference room before the panel of admirals. And Admiral Jafran leans forward again. Antennas once again fixing you. I do think that we have arrived at the heart of it, Commander Castrum, when we would like you to answer truthfully.
Always do.
Do you, at this time, have any knowledge about the whereabouts of the USS Gallant or her crew? And that is where we are going to end this particular episode of Star Trek Gallant.
We ditched. We dipped.
All fucked off. Wow.
Yeah.
You left me behind. No.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, there is much that we've not yet filled in here, so people will just have to tune in next time, as we fill in more of these sordid happenings, and think we are going to go ahead and have everybody do our do their outros here. Cass, are you going to do yours? Or I'm going to skip you.
having a
You're
moment.
Good? Yeah.
Come on in. Bring it in, champ.
The thing is, so I'm running another campaign, like that JT is in, and it's all political intrigue, and so I've got all of that layered up in my brain, and then you drop this shit on me, where the call's coming from inside the house, okay, and I'm fine. I'll process this, and in 2 weeks, it'll be fine. I have thoughts. Most of them are murder right now, but that's not helpful. Anyway, hi, I have been Lieutenant Vimes to some, Lieutenant Commander Vimes to some. I can say my own rank correctly. Everything's fine. It's going to be great. Book club is happening, maybe with 2 new members now.
Yeah, shout out to the increased membership on the book club.
Yes, correct. We're gonna gloss right over that. Anyway, where can you find me? Tomorrow I'll be back here on Live from the Apocalypse for Redacted. Spooky things are gonna happen. Sunday, you will find me over on Tales from the Table Studios for Sundered Skies, our Fabula Ultima campaign, where I play the haunted little Victorian doll child. She's not a child, she's a whole ass adult, but she looks like a little Victorian doll. And we're about to get our shit rocked by a wolfman. It's great. Tuesday, well, actually, Friday is table 2 of our Sentai and Sensibility game over on Tales from the Table Studios, where everything that I do on the Tuesday table, which will be this following Tuesday, directly impacts them because 80-year time skips, guys. JT and I will be there on Tuesday the 9th, and then you will see me and JT again on Thursday the 11th over on Entropy Emporium for God Complex, our Girl by Moonlight campaign that Will is running and threatening us a lot with consequences. That's basically where I am this summer, just alternating Wednesdays and Thursdays and Tuesdays, etc., etc. So, yeah.
All right, and Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. You can find me at HexSweat on all social media platforms. Today, I have been your first officer, Commando Nyko Bard, who, just has never done anything wrong. As I said, just out here trying to do a job and protect their family, i.e., every member of this ship. Anyway, we'll be back here Saturday morning for our Saturday morning cartoon slot at 11 a.m. with Class Reunion. We just recently killed not the big bad of the campaign, but the NPC who we as players have hated the most since the jump, which was pretty satisfying for us. So it's all uphill from here, baby. Who knows what Will has in store for us? We're walking on air. Every other Sunday, I'm here for Academy H as Lyra Kroll. Every other Tuesday, as Evelyn Vey with Sayer House 6. Here every other Wednesday. And then rounding everything out, every other Thursday at Never Embers Enigma with Lavinia Hale. Remember, ACAB does include Lavinia Hale. Thank you and good night.
And Rouge.
Hello, I am Rouge. I have been Lieutenant Commander Sosarine. Mine's gonna be quick and easy. I don't really have any other games besides this one that I play in right now. But if you are not already part of the LFTA Discord, you should totally join. First Monday of every month, I host a community night. This past Monday, earlier this week, we did by community request. The 2 movies that we watched for community night were Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter.
Still so mad I forgot about that.
It was so good.
Still so mad.
Good stuff. So you should join that. Also, if you follow me on social media, on Instagram, I'm Pirate Rouge, all one word. I am gearing up separate from LFTA. I do have a team that does fundraising for Extra Life, the charity benefiting Children's Miracle Network hospitals, and that is coming up with the big game day happening in November. So we're probably going to start trying to do more as far as donations and some streams, etc. there, so you can catch us if you follow me there, and I will post about it when stuff is happening. So, and it appears we have raiders just in time for us to go dark.
Yes, hi Raiders. Thank you so much for joining. We are actually just in the midst of wrapping up a Star Trek Adventures game. We are all doing our outros and our pluggables for everything right now. But don't go away. We're probably gonna be rating somebody else here momentarily. And so we've had everybody else. Good, our good cast JT, your outros, your pluggables, all that good stuff.
Hi everyone, I'm JT. You can find me all over the internet at WeebJeet. I was Commander Castrum of Intelligence tonight. You can also find me all over the internet at Entropy Emporium. That is my TTRPG channel that I run. It runs itself at this point. They all do their own promos and everything. I barely have to lift a finger about it, so it's good. You can find me. Oh God! Next Tuesday, for the Sentai and Sensibility game that Cass mentioned, playing the saddest man in London, Carlisle Vicori, whose girlfriend is dead and whose boyfriend is very mad at him about it. It's a whole lot of fun. They are a tragedy and a half. You can, of course, find me back here in 2 weeks. I think up to Brendan if he wants me back. I understand if not. I'm a bit of a jerk. You can find me next Thursday for God Complex with Cass again. We are in a lot of games together. And then next Friday, I run a 5e homebrew game called The Weird Wilds War, set in a continent where the planes have disappeared. They are gone. And then the Saturday following that will be the third chapter of our shonen-themed actual play Star Shard, which has been a year in the making. It's very fun. We use the Dawn RPG system. The cast is all so into the shonen-themed. It's very solar punk was the genre we went with. And then you can find me immediately after that stream on Neon Lights, joining the Knights of New Avalon as Culmination Crim, the punk of New Avalon, for their Beacons game. And I think that's all that I have for now. It's a list and a half.
I was gonna say, is
yes.
that all?
That's all.
And I suppose that is me. Hi everybody. I am Brendan, the storyteller. The architect of misery and befuddlement, and the voice of every other sentient being in the entire galaxy. Thank you for joining us tonight with this interesting politics. I guess I don't know. I think a lot of this game is very politics heavy. That's just me. I'm sorry, guys. It's just how I do. I can't not. So. When I'm not here, I'm not doing a whole lot right now. When I'm not here, I am primarily on Academy H, our Mask Actual Play podcast, where I play Alex Sandowski, aka Victory, on there with Julia. I'm also the game master for Cryptic Community College, our Monster of the Week Actual Play podcast, which Rouge is also on. That is between seasons right now, but we are releasing the fully edited episodes. Currently, we just dropped a new episode on Sunday. We should at least have a couple others in the can that are coming out soon. Getting ready for spooky season. Not doing much besides that right now. So I guess don't go away, because I guess you mentioned Neon Lights roleplay, and speaking of them, see, they're online right now, so probably we will be rating them here in just a second. So everyone who chatted, if you donated, especially all of that stuff, it really does mean the world to us. We could not do any of this without you. So we're going to be reading a Neon Lights roleplay here in just a second. Be awesome. Say hi and tell them that Live from the Apocalypse sent you. Ready to say goodnight, everybody?
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.